Okay. Apologize in advance for the traffic noise as it is. I'm in my garage here. So, I've been asked to look over this kiln. This is of the sort that you would use to fire ceramics. This is a big one. I have not done any online research at all, which I will do. Thought I'd go through a preliminary look over the thing, and there's, oh boy, quite a bit of things wrong with this beast. Out of the gate, this this line cord, it's done. Yeah, overheated. It's split here. I'm thinking this is probably 10 gauge. Oh, what's it say? Oh, good lord. Two 6 and 1/8. So that's a real heavy gauge wire for such a puny, molded, stinking plug. So that's got to go. Oh boy. These old beasts, I'm not sure the age of this. I will look it up if I can find it. Maybe a different video. This is just a preliminary look. Obviously this is foobar. It's just wired directly into these 5 switches. The pyrometer switch and the associated gear for that's gone. Bunch of rust on this box. Oh boy. I don't know. I doubt that this had a gauge on it. It probably had a go, no go. From what I recall on some other kilns that I've seen, there was a ceramic piece that you would put that would keep this lever in a position to keep a switch closed, and when it got hot enough it would soften that bar, ceramic bar, whatever the heck it was made of, and allow this to open the switch and shut down. That's gone. All the switch and everything is associated with that's gone. So ideally this would have some sort of electronic control. Well, it gets pretty hot even on the outside of these beasts, and so you can't stuff an electronic, microprocessor driven controller in here. So this would need to be controlled with a contactor, a relay from remote, which would have some thermocouple or something in here to read the temperature. Oh boy, that by itself is not, that's not a mean feat. This is a mess. There's quite a bit of rust here. This bit. Well, you see, we've got 5 switches. It's interesting. These are rated at 10 amps each, except for this one, which had been replaced. I think that's rated at 20 amps. A lot of holes on both sides of this box. For obvious reasons, there's a lot of heat. There are 2 bushings, ceramic bushings for each element. Apparently this thing has 5 separate heating elements in it. None of this is useful, except for maybe the housing. All this used to be bolted to the outer casing here. Oh, Lord knows really how, but it's rusted. The brackets that mount this are just gone, rusted through. Looks like this thing has been stored in a barn for quite some time. Sans cover, which is, it's inside here. The cover's with it, but it's been left off. See, this is gone. So every one of these switches is, I wouldn't trust them with anything. And it has it's ceramic bushings, all of which are broken, that lead, the heating element wires through this can to the inside. They all but one seem to be intact. The one that leads to this switch, I'm only seeing one lead coming out. The other one is God knows where. Needed pulled in. More on that later. So right now, I'd condemn this. There's no way anyone should ever plug this in to anything other than maybe a ohmmeter. It's in horrible shape here and here. That's pretty much done. I'm not suggesting that it couldn't be restored, but at what cost, I don't know. And good Lord knows what else is wrong with this beast. As I said, it's a big one. Just judging by what they used as a line cord on this thing, it's going to want a 40 amp service, and trying to get 40 amps through the likes of this is I mean, look at this thing. I mean, whoever's using this last are lucky they didn't burn their place down. Let's see, here's the front cover for this. It does have a boilerplate on it. Ooh, I guess it goes this way. SNO, Snow Industries. This is a Model C 24S, 230 volts, 37 amps. So you're not going to run this fully on anything less than a 40 amp service. So you're not going to plug this into your dryer outlet, which is typically rated 30 amp. So, and you can see the rust on this. It could be cleaned up and used, and the brackets could be made and so forth, and maybe you could still buy these ceramic bushings, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done with all this. All these switches got to go. Most of the wiring too is shot, and it has to be high temperature wiring. It can't be your typical rubber coated stuff. What else? These, I'm pretty sure, or what used to be the feet for this. Right now it's sitting on a wheeled dolly. These looks like it had a steel plate on the bottom onto which these were mounted, and those would have served as the feet. There's two of them. Pretty sad shape. That's done. I don't think there's any use on this with these anymore. So that's done. And this cannot sit directly on the floor. It has to be elevated from it by at least a few inches. These things get hot. Oh, good Lord. What else? Inside. It's most of it seems in okay shape. There's some holes and things here and there that need to be addressed. really concerned about this one that's completely, one element in here. Like I said, it appears that there are 5 separate elements, individually switchable. I will do some research to find out why that might be. I suspect it has to do with how big the item is you're firing. Maybe if it's tall, you would want to turn all the elements on to get a nice even heat. If it's a smaller piece, you might only turn on the bottom 2 switches. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff like this down there. Ceramic or something. Pieces. Boy, this one's marked. Engraved. December 4, 1969. Don't know if this is original to this kiln or not, but judging by the condition and the looks of things, it would not surprise me one bit that this is from 1969, if not earlier. There's another one. Several of these in here. Down at the bottom. Some of the parts missing. Oh, good Lord. And there's a bunch of junk in here. A black Crayola. Yeah, Lord knows that don't belong in here. And some other things like these stands. This one busted, but you get the idea. Ceramics firing folks will know what this is. So there's a bunch of that stuff in here. Oh, the elements, the heating element down the bottom, that might not be in such good shape, given these bricks or whatever they are banging around down in there. Another thing too, I do not know what this material is. It's possible that it has asbestos in it. I don't know. I would hope not. That is something I'm going to look into. The owner of this would probably want to know if it's got asbestos in it. And my goal right now is just to kind of get a preliminary idea of what we got here. And so far, it's not looking too great. I think maybe the number of dollars it's going to take to get this thing up to speed may not be the best investment. We'll look into it more. I'll take some measurements and I'll find out what's going on with the elements. But as it is right now, I'd certainly condemn it to junk. It's just how it is. Look at it more, but it's really not looking great for this beast. I could make it work, and if asked to, will. But I don't think that I don't think it's going to be cost effective to do it with this thing. To get it safe, up to code, that's a lot of work, and may only prove to be grief when some element gives up the ghost, or I just don't think this is going to work out very well as a repair, or even, I can't even call it a restore. It'd be barely functioning repair at great expense, more than the thing I think is worth. So I certainly will let the owner know this. Um, and this may be the last video for this. Without permission or encouragement to carry on with this, I really don't see any point going further with it. If I'm asked to go ahead and fix the dag thing, I won't give an estimate for that. But I really don't see that happening with this. It's just done. But we'll see. Never know. See you.